This was supposed to be a film by Mrs. Corley. Mr. Watley couldn't work the electronics. Mrs. Lewis said no, no one else would have a go. So now it's time for Mrs. Stevens' Phonics. This was supposed to be a film by Mrs. Corley. Mr. Watley couldn't work the electronics. Mrs. Lewis said no, no one else would have a go. So now it's time for Mrs. Stevens' Phonics.
Good morning everyone and welcome to day 4 of Phonics with Mrs. Stevens. And today we will need to find page 11 in our workbooks, and it looks like this. Page 11. Brilliant. Okay, so let's start off by reminding our brains of all the sounds we already know. We're not going to do all of them, but we're going to do some of them. So make sure you're calling those out with me. If you're at home, you could even shout them out, but not if you're at school. We'll just say them. Here we go. A. Ear. Do you remember? Ear, ear, over here. Well done. And this one? Ear. Well done. Ear, ear, cheer the deer. Ear. And this one? Ow. Fantastic. And this one? U or oo. And this one, O. And this one, yeah, W or her. And this one, E. Good. And U or oo. O. O. I. Good job everybody. So the last couple of days we have looked at 2 new ways of spelling the sound ear. We had this one and we had this one. Both of those spell the sound ear. Now today we're thinking about a sound that we've come across before, but it's spelled in a different way. Okay, here is the sound. I'm going to whisper it to you first. Can you whisper it back? I could just about hear you. So my turn again first. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. Good. Now, we've seen that sound before, haven't we? Normally, we would spell it like this. There it is, the letter M, making that sound. But today, when we think about the sound, we're thinking about an sound that comes particularly at the end of a word. So it's not a beginning sound, it's an end sound. This can be a beginning sound, it can be in the middle, and it can also be at the end. But today's sound is an end sound, possibly in the middle, but never at the beginning. So let's have a look at it. Here it is. This sound with the letter M and the letter B says Can I hear you? That's right. And we've got a caption action to go with it. It's bang your thumb. So you're going to be banging as if you were hammering a nail in and you accidentally got your thumb. So bang your thumb. So you might want to show your thumb there. Bang your thumb. So if you hit it with a hammer, that would really hurt, wouldn't it? So bang your thumb. And thumb, when I say that word, I can hear the sound right at the end. Can you? I wonder what that would look like. I'm going to have a go at writing it. Let's see where that sound comes. Are you ready? Let's have a look at the word thumb. Let's sound it out. There it is. So that sound, if we zip it together, is at the end of the word. Like I said at the start, spelled with an M and a B together, is an end sound. Thumb. I wonder if you can think of any other words that have that spelling in, and it will come at the end of the word. So let's see then if we could get our phoneme frames ready, and we'll make a little start on that. So phoneme frames ready. I'm going to put our sound there for now. there it is already. Let's rub this off. And let's draw my phoneme frame. You've got yours already in your book. Here I go with my 4-part phoneme frame. Excellent. So, thumb was the word that we looked at already together. We are going to have a go at the word crumb. So when you're eating a biscuit, often it will leave a crumb on your lap, or depending on where you've eaten it. Crumb. Crumb. So we've got 4 sounds. And thankfully we've got 4 boxes, haven't we? So crumb. I'm going to write the sound buttons and you're going to write the matching letters. So crumb. K. That's the first sound. Next sound, you tell me. That's right. And then the next sound, the well done. And then the final sound, the last sound, is the And there I've done our zip to show 2 letters, 1 sound. Crumb. I'll give you a few more moments to finish writing that in. Pause me if you need to. Crumb. So first sound, K. We needed the letter C for that one. Well done. And the next one is the We need the letter, that's right, the R. And then the next sound is the and we need the letter U. Well done. And finally we need the sound. So it's the at the end. Crumb. Well done. I wonder what would happen if I changed our crumb. And this time in your next phoneme frame, I'm rubbing mine out, we could write the word lamb. So a sheep would have a little lamb. Let's work it out on our phoneme fingers first. Lamb. Lamb. So we only need 3 of our boxes. So I'm going to put a cross through that one. We don't need that one. Lamb. Now this time I'm not going to write in the sound buttons, but I will point and then you can write the letter to match the sound. Are you ready? Lamb. Remember to pause me if you need to. Lamb. So hopefully you have written the is the letter L, and the is the letter A, and the is it that, or is it that? That's right, it's this one. Because it's the final sound, it's the MB together, the lamb. Okay, now I'm going to give you a little test today. I'm going to be a bit tricky with our phoneme frames because I've told you that the MB, is an end spelling. So we will only use that spelling if it comes at the end of a word, okay? So I would like you to have a go at writing the word mess. Mess. So let's sound it out on our phoneme fingers. S. Mess. Let's look here. S. Mess. So pause me if you need to. Writing in the spelling of that word mess. S. Hopefully you spotted that the was at the beginning of the word. So we only need to write the letter M on its own. This spelling of the sound is never at the beginning of a word. So it must be the on its own, then the with the letter E, and then the S. Now, it's 2 S's together because if a word ends in an S, usually it will be a double S, not always but often. So S, especially if we've got that short vowel sound in the middle, the and then followed by the double S, mess. So let's see if we can try another one this time. I wonder if you could have a go at writing the word munch. Munch. Let's try that one. Let's sound it out first. M-A-N-Ch. Munch. M-A-N-Ch. Munch. M-A-N-Ch. Oh, I better take that cross out because we're going to need that final box, aren't we? Munch. So let's see if you can write the letters to match those sounds. M-A-N-Ch. Munch. So you should have written the letter yes, the letter M on its own, because it's not at the end, so it's not this one, it's at the beginning. So it's a M on its own, then the A is the letter U, then the N is the letter N, and then the Ch is the final sound at the end, a CH together. Munch. Well done, everybody. And just rubbing that one out, we've got room, I think, for one more in our phoneme frames. Let's see if we could have a go at something you would do if you saw a ladder. What would you do when you see a ladder? You would climb it. K-U-I-M, climb. K-U-I-M, climb. So we need the K-U-I. And what will we need at the end? I'm going to leave that one blank and see if you can remember the rule. Have a go. Okay, so we've got the K, which is the C. We've got the which is the L. I on its own, because I haven't given you a zip, so it's the I on its own, and then the and as it's at the end of the word, it must be the MB spelling together. Climb. Well done. So great job. We've had a go at writing some words, and we've had a go at reading a couple. I wonder if we can read a whole sentence, and we're going to find our sound in this sentence. So I'm just going to take that off, turn the board round, and it's quite a long sentence. Don't forget, it's in your workbook as well if you want to read it from there, but you can read it from my board. So we should be ready then to read our sentence together. Don't forget that some of the words are tricky words, so we'll just recognise those straight away. Some of them we might need to sound out. So join in with me, okay? My, tricky word my, we know that one. My dad, another one of our high frequency words, isn't it? My dad is, well done. Oh, this is a long word, let's sound it out. Plumber. My dad is a plumber. Tricky word, who. Well done. My dad is a plumber who, a, split vowel digraph there, makes. My dad is a plumber who makes sure. My dad is a plumber who makes sure, tricky word, your. Well done. My dad is a plumber who makes sure your heating. My dad is a plumber who makes sure your heating is working. Work. So where the O is next to the letter W, it makes an sound. Working. And your, this word, water is hot. So my dad is a plumber who makes sure your heating is working and your water is hot. Well done. So we have read some words, we have read a whole sentence, and we practiced writing some words, all of them with our sound in. Bang your thumb. And that was today's sound. Look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Work hard. Bye.
This was supposed to be a film by Mrs. Corley. Mr. Watley couldn't work the electronics. Mrs. Lewis said no, no one else would have a go, so now it's time for Mrs. Stevens' Phonics. This was supposed to be a film by Mrs. Corley. Mr. Watley couldn't work the electronics. Mrs. Lewis said no, no one else would have a go, so now it's time for Mrs. Stevens' Phonics.